Someone at the church's monthly Sow and Grow ministry said Olivia Boudreaux was a harlot and a gold digger, a woman of ill repute. My daughter, however, came to her defense.
She's not like that, is she, Mama?
Mama? Mama!
My tongue stuck to the roof of my mouth. Suddenly, all the machines had stopped, and everyone was looking at me. Plato's theory of human perception states that each person carries around a different sense of reality based on their imperfect perceptions and flawed beliefs. The milkman who told my grandmother he'd left 3 bottles of milk on the porch, when in reality, he left 2, had a long nose. The teacher who falsely accused me of cheating on a test had a long nose. President Richard Nixon had a long nose. In my world, people with long noses were not to be trusted. And yet, deep down inside, I realized it was ridiculous to believe that honesty was tied to the size of a person's nose. Too many short-nosed people had ripped off society and lied through their teeth. Too many flat-nosed people had gone back on their word. What my nose meter did was simplify matters. It provided a convenient way to protect me from the unknown. It was too time-consuming to try to get to know everybody, to separate the wheat from the chaff through observation, trial, and error. My nose meter did it for me. With one quick measurement, I could spring into action or rest comfortably on my laurels, fortified by the results of my imperfect truth. Every female on God's green earth had a meter. Competing in the Olympics of love and matrimony, it went off with unfailing perseverance. Quite often, while watching in agony as some hussy ran off with the prize. Shaking the pitiful sack of eligible suitors, women used every trick in the book. Beauty, charm, sensuality, cunning, money, accidental pregnancies. The more you had the right to flaunt it. Dresses went up, blouses came down, minis became micro minis, and bikinis became tinny bikinis. By 1993, the wholesale flesh trade had gotten completely out of hand. Aunt Twig once declared, "Men are getting dumber year by year. They no longer have to use their pea-brains to fantasize about the delicacies of a woman's body. All they need to do is stand on the corner. Sooner or later, she'll come along and show it to them for free." Some men were leg and hip men, while others salivated over big breasts. The key was to know and show that which enticed your suitor the most. I knew my dear husband-to-be was a big hip man. Every time some floozy came around swinging her small waist and wide haunches, my meter went off. I'd grab Mr. Miles by the arm and steer him to the other side of the room. There was no need to take evasive actions with some shorty or thin-legged blonde. My meter was tied to his preference, and his preferences determined whether another woman was friend or foe. The problem with Olivia Boudreaux was that she set off everybody's meter. You couldn't tell whether it was her silky black hair or hazel eyes or protruding breasts or swaying hips or tantalizing smell or tiny ballerina feet or a combination of all the above. All you knew was that she was a seductive witch, an unfair competitor in the race for companionship and love. Someone needed to bring her down a peg, dragged her name in the mud, make her human like the rest of us. That's what they were all thinking. Every woman in every setting was secretly hoping to witness her demise, help it along if necessary, predict catastrophe's inevitable arrival whenever they had the chance. All I needed to do was to go along with the verdict, confirm what they had already declared. She was a tramp and a wretch undone, and now she had pulled the man of God out of fellowship. Or had she?